Welcome to the meditation. Thank you so much for joining me. I love you so much. I'm blessed to have you on this planet with me in this beautiful place. I love that quote, happiness means nothing unless shared. So let's be happy that we're sharing this moment together because it means so much more that I'm sharing it with you. So thank you so much for being here. For those of you that are going through the Phoenix Protocol, this video is going to be about how your reality starts to change, very similar to the movie Inception. The architect starts to change the dream, and the dream becomes aware that there's change happening, and it doesn't like that. So we have to understand that we are doing a system upgrade for ourselves, and because we are part of a system, and as defined in Phoenix Protocol, God is the terminology that is appropriate and must be used to define the overarching system that contains everything in it. So we are basically hooking up to God with that terminology. And then you yourself, as an individual operating system, have your name that you would put there to directly link and to click back in and to have the proper download without any bugs or false narratives or anything interrupting that connection. It's the best way to have a secure connection that has integrity and that is validated by the system properly so that you can be found and you can be saved and you can be authorized to basically get your destiny downloads. So that's why we're doing this work. And that's why we are going through the basically software upgrade that's for you, but by also reinstalling the proper code words so that there's no communication problems. And so that is what Phoenix Protocol is doing. Now, something that happens when you're doing an upgrade like this, as I said, you are part of a system. So when you start to directly link to the operating system that is overarching and not have miscommunication problems with your destiny, with your purpose, and you start to really walk the path very directly, there are other softwares and programs, and they are really viruses and bugs and false narratives that have been used to connecting to your software, to your system, and suddenly they're not able to draw power from you. They don't have that outlet, they don't have that connection, and they can sense it disconnecting. And so you're gonna see different viruses and bugs and false narratives really amplify when you are doing your system upgrade. Okay. All you're doing is connecting your operating system properly, removing all of the bugs, the false narratives, and just connecting to God, the ultimate operating system, so that you, as your operating system, can get your directives and the things that you need for your requests understood properly. There's no more miscommunications. And there's no more hierarchy of other operating systems trying to draw your power. And that's the problem that happens when you stop giving power to other operating systems and you're just hooked in for your own operating system. You're getting all of your power. And that's what's supposed to be going on here. Me, as an operating system, I shouldn't need to draw power from you. That's not how it works. I should only need to draw power from God because God is the ultimate operating system. And if I'm drawing power from any operating system outside of God, there is something wrong with the connection that I am having because that's not how we were designed at all. That's a bug, that's a false narrative, that's a virus. And so what I'm saying is there are plenty of operating systems that have that virus and that bug. And if you are detaching from that, then you're going to have them feel like they're losing power. And power does not necessarily mean they're drawing it in a negative way. Literally, it could be a positive connection, but you shouldn't be drawing power from somebody positive or negative, okay? So when you do this software upgrade and basically just reconnect properly to the coding of the universe so that you can operate properly in your zone, in your world, with your destiny, with your purpose, and have proper communication that's secure and validated by the ultimate operating system, which is God. The reason why we use the word God is because it does not need context. It does not need context to be defined. I go into this in detail in Phoenix Protocol, but the cliff notes, because there is no gatekeeping here. I want you to have this system upgrade because it's pervasive what's going on. Pervasive. We need to fix this. People are literally being hacked by just not connecting to the ultimate operating system so that they can properly have communication with it and get the things that they need. And it's so simple once you do. I like to keep things simple. That's why I use the word God. And people make it so complicated. It's an operating system that contains the entire universe. So if I am a program or my own operating system within that, how am I supposed to get anything out of this universe if I'm talking to Joe and Joe only is an operating system for a quadrant that's 1 square mile? I need to talk to whoever is in charge of the entire universe. That operating system, and I need to talk. Seriously. Because I want the best of the best in my life and I want things to move smoothly. I'm obsessed with efficiencies. That is the most efficient way because I'm not going to talk to somebody who does not understand what is actually going on here. I need to fulfill my purpose. I need to live my destiny. I need to make sure that I do it efficiently because I only have a limited amount of time here, as do you. So why am I talking to operating system Joe, asking Joe, what should I do, when I could talk to operating system of the entire universe, God? And then God will tell me, go talk to Joe if I need to go talk to Joe. But might tell me something completely different because there's a more efficient route. So that said, once you start to talk to God, you are going to have a switch up of how your power is being regulated. And there are going to be bugs and viruses and other operating systems that are incorrectly drawing power from you because they are a bug and a virus. It's nothing to be mad about or anything. It's just something to recognize. So you might notice that some sort of pattern, perhaps, let me think of an example. Like a family member that always gets under your skin, suddenly they're back in the fray trying to get under your skin, or, they'll do these little things to kind of get you out of your own way and to get you hooked back into that pattern. So be very mindful when you are doing this upgrade and notice, oh my gosh, this person is suddenly calling me with a problem and I'm feeling at peace because I'm connected to God and I'm actually feeling like I should work on this other thing and not answer this phone call and hear this complaint and get drawn into this problem. And you think about drawing power, right? So they're trying to draw you in because they're trying to draw your power because they're a bug and a virus and they're used to getting power from you. I am telling you, if your intention is good and you are a good person and you feel drawn to do a certain activity, please do that because your intention is everything. It is everything. And if your intention is good and you are drawn to go outside and care for your plants, go and do that versus answering the phone call. If you are actually drawn from a positive intention to answer the phone, that is one thing. But if you are sitting there with the phone ringing and your intention is, oh my gosh, I need to answer this phone call because if I don't, this person is going to be so mad at me and I'm going to get in big trouble. What is that intention? That's crazy. You're going to answer the phone so that they don't get mad at you for not answering the phone because you have to answer the phone 24/7 because God made you to answer a phone? It's one thing if you're in a job and this is part of your role and you've taken that on and you're at work, but I'm talking about this is your personal time, which you get to decide with God what you do with it. And now you have other operating systems that are trying to direct that time for you. And your intention now is to pick up the phone so that they don't get mad at you for using your personal time as you please. You guys are listening to somebody that, by the way, didn't have a phone for 2 years. Something shocking that I will tell you is that when you die, there is a life review, and I've been gifted to be inspired by some people's life reviews that they have when they pass. I will tell you now, absolutely no moments in your life review when you die have a phone involved in any way, shape, or form. Not taking a photo, not looking at a photo. As a matter of fact, there are no photos in your life review. There are no moments of you with a large audience or getting an award or anything like that. All moments in your life review that God, the operating system, and Mother Earth, the body, are basically showing you so that you can look at them because your mind and that creation is what it's all about. And so when you die, you have a life review because they are so blown away by everything that you have done that they just want to look at it one more time. It's a celebration. It's a celebration of your mind. And I am telling you now, absolutely none of those moments have a phone involved in any way, shape, or form. They are all very present moments where you are intensely present with yourself or another person or another being, some sort of life form. Okay? So please understand how important it is to regulate your power, and you'll start to notice when you do your direct connection with God, the ultimate operating system. You'll start to notice how other operating systems who are just used to drawing your power, they're used to it, right? We have the pain pleasure principle where pain is just something that you're not used to. That's why people are in these toxic situations because they're just used to that and they're comfortable with that. And that has become pleasurable to them. It's just a desensitization and becoming comfortable with something. That's why when you quit something, it can be very uncomfortable and people can go back to toxic behaviors or situations because they're trying to actually leave it, but it's so uncomfortable to leave it that they're not used to it. Okay. So that's an example of when you cut off from other operating systems because you're just getting your operating system going successfully and efficiently by connecting to the ultimate operating system and then getting directives from literally the universal operating system that can see everything. That's why I say omnipresent. And then you're like, oh my gosh, my intention is to have a good day. Unfortunately, when I engage with this other operating system, it really messes with my day. Your intention is everything. So please understand that once you get in touch with the universal operating system, you are fully entrenched in your operating system. Your intention will now guide you as to the correct path because if you have good intentions and you're in a bad situation, and you're connected to the universal operating system of God, you're basically being validated as a good person with every action that you make, and you're relaying that back to God, the universal operating system, so that God can start to think, oh my gosh, this operating system is good. Why is it in a bad situation? I need to fix that. And it takes time. And that's why this universe has time. That's why this world has time. So that God can validate you as a operating system that's good and notice that and then start to bring in things and change things. And that's how you will notice that things are starting to move forward properly into your destiny, into your purpose. But the one thing that you have to do is communicate to the universal operating system so that you can be validated, recognized, and secure in your connection. And then you continually keep your intention good and you continually act in ways that are good so that when validated, you are put on the path of a good human being. And of course, when you go through this, like I said, be mindful of the bugs and the false narratives and the viruses that are literally siphoning your energy because they aren't in connection to the universal operating system. And know that they're going to have one last ditch effort to try and get you plugged back into them or vice versa. It's nothing to be scared of. It's just something to know about so that when it happens, you go, okay, let me not answer that phone call. Let me just do as I do. And my operating system wants to do this. And as long as it has a good intention, as long as you're not hurting anyone else, and as long as you are connected to the universal operating system, you're going to be fine. Intention is everything. It is everything. Thank you so much for being here with me today. I love you so much. I'm so proud of you. Thank you for being your own operating system because there's a reason you're uniquely coded that way. It's because we actually need your operating system here. That's why you've been created. That's why you're here. So thank you for tuning into that. And thank you for talking to God, the universal operating system, so that obviously these positive destinies and purposes can finally find the other good humans that are doing that because we need secure connection so we can find each other and validate each other and recognize each other. So thank you so much. And with that, we're going to close this beautiful source code, right? God, universal energy. We thank you for watching out for all of us and bringing us all the information that we need. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And with that, go forward and have a beautiful day.